What the heck is going on, Kind of Funny best friends? It's your guy, Snowbike Mike, back again with another Kind of Funny Games afternoon stream. And there's no need to talk about it because y'all already know what the heck is happening. Greg Miller's here. We got a little bit of a window and we got to play some Infamous, Greg. So tell me what the heck is going on with this.
Mike, in 2009, Sucker Punch changed the world when they released the PlayStation 3 exclusive Infamous. In a time where there were no great superhero games, Sucker Punch said, we will do what needs to be done. They left Sly Cooper behind. They made an Infamous game where you got to choose if you're going to be a good guy or a bad guy with your powers, and the world was never the same.
Yo, for real? I didn't know that for real.
Which
for
part?
real?
I mean, the world is pretty much the same before. But okay. The cool thing about Infamous always was that, yeah, like now we take it for granted, right? I'm on IGN.com right now, right? Where I have my review pulled up for when I reviewed Infamous in 2009. And the side banner is Marvel Midnight Suns, right? This new Marvel game that you assume is going to be great. It's Marvel games. It's for access. It's this, right? But that wasn't what it was like. Like here, let me read you my intro, right, to my Infamous review. May 12th, 2009, 9 a.m. Spider-Man 2, the video game will always hold a special place in my heart. After decades of games taking superheroes, assigning their abilities to half-hearted meters, and sticking them in beat-em-ups, Spider-Man 2 put you behind the webhead's mask and let you loose on an open world. The game had citizens packing side missions, enemies roaming the city, and more. Of course, it also had a bunch of problems, but at least it gave the world a glimpse of what a superhero game could be. Surely someone would pick up the idea, polish it, and run with it. ... Right? Here's the thing that stops me in my tracks. 5 years later from Spider-Man 2, ladies and gentlemen, this is how old I am. 5 years later, Sucker Punch has dusted off that blueprint and improved the hell out of it. Infamous is one of the best offerings on the PlayStation 3 to date. We then get into my review, but that's where we were at, right? This was before Arkham Asylum. This is before people were like, you know what? If we sit down and actually treat superheroes with reverence and make good video games out of them, people will fucking love it. They didn't do that, and so Sony did. They said, you know what, Sucker Punch? You want to make a superhero game? Go make a superhero game from the ground up, exclusive to the PlayStation 3, which, of course, sounds quaint because, of course, we have Spider-Man now. We have two great Spider-Man games, open world, but, like, Infamous completely overlooked for how great it was.
Dang, Greg, you got me hyped up on this. I didn't know any of that.
Do you know anything about the story of Infamous, the characters?
Not all,
you got some twists and turns coming your way then. Okay. All right? You got some twists and turns coming your way, Mikey. Don't worry about that.
You have captured my attention. You have me, Greg. And I was thinking in a world of Infamous, I think of Prototype, that game. I feel like those two were very similar in the time frame window. And I remember thinking like, oh, Prototype, you know, whatever, skippable. So I'm excited to see what you bring me on Infamous. And when you read that and you talk about Spider-Man 2 5 years later, before Arkham as well, like the landscape of gaming, this sounds like it could be lit. I'm pretty excited about it.
I just want it on the record. Infamous didn't come out that much before Arkham Asylum. You know, I'm
exactly. I'm not saying Arkham Asylum was decades away, but I am saying it came out first. And I'm not saying this is what kicked it into gear. Obviously, Arkham did. But I'm saying that I think it's crazy that PlayStation and Sucker Punch answered the call in a way that the rest of the video game industry wasn't yet, even though Rocksteady was working on it. You are correct there.
So from really quick from the chat, Let's Play PSX, Infamous, Prototype, and Red Faction Guerrilla all came out in the same week. So that's why I have those two always entangled in my mind.
Infamous Prototype. Well, I mean, Prototype and Infamous were... People threw them back and forth of like, okay,
did
cool.
They really?
Yeah, like because they were like, hey, cool, I'm a generic white guy and I have all these powers and I'm running around an open city. But it was the fact that Infamous was really good and Prototype was fun to play, but not. Prototype was more in the vein of what I talk about here. All right, here a bunch of fucking powers. It was from the people who made the Incredible Hulk game, which was great, but it was just smashy, free radical.
Well, I'm excited, Greg, because we have a goal, and our goal right now, starting today, is to play all the way through Infamous before you have a baby. And I don't know what that time window is going to be.
Nobody knows.
That time window is pretty small. So we got to get to it like we've never done before. So Kind of Funny best friends, everybody out there in the live chat or over on youtube.com/kindoffunnyplays with the VOD. Better get hype. You better send some energy because Greg Miller is about to tear through Infamous But mainly, we got to have a good time, Greg, because you're showing me the game for the first time, and I'm excited as can be, and I want to know all about it. So let's get pumped up about this game.
Well, the first thing I'm doing, Mike, is I'm putting it to the Twitch chat, all right? I'm hitting start the poll. Is this a good or bad playthrough? Am I going to be good Cole or am I going to be bad Cole? It is out there. It is in the chat. I will abide by whatever they say. Whatever you say.
Have you done both, Greg? Have you done both?
Have I done both, Mike? I'm the first person in the world to platinum Infamous 1. Don't leave PSN profiles. All right? I'm the first person. For real?
Yo, I'll print that tweet out for you and I'll fucking frame it for you.
I have the tweets. I have the tweets where I said I platinumed it. I think I'm the first in the world, and Sucker Punch confirmed I was. Then years later, when PSN profiles got set up, all of a sudden there was this General Zod character who's number one in the thing. I think he played with the system clock to screw me over. I don't think he really is the first. And again, it was admitted by Sucker Punch that I was the first, so I'm the first. That's all that needs to be said.
Dang, y'all heard it right there. Well, make sure to get your votes. Right now, do you want us to do a good or bad playthrough for Greg Miller and myself right now? Remember, you can help us fill up that bar and show some support for us here at Kind of Funny through follows, through tier 1 through 3 subscriptions, or with gifted subs. Remember, it's the month of September, aka September, and you can get 20% off all first-time subs and gifted subs here on the Twitch platform. So go support the creators you love. And don't forget, if you, your best friend, your mom, your dad, anybody in your life have Amazon Prime, well, guess what? You got Prime Gaming. Take that Amazon Prime account, link it with your Twitch account. You'll make a Prime Gaming account, and you'll be able to subscribe totally for free to any channel each and every 30 days. Your free subs mean the world to us. Let's take that money from Jeff Bezos and give it to us here at Kind of Funny so we can support the team and we can continue to make awesome content, y'all.
Are you ready, Michael?
Give it to me, Greg. Where we at?
We're starting a new save right here, right from the scratch. Okay. It's time to go.
You know, good or bad?
We have time to make that choice, though. We have time to make that choice.
Okay.
So, like, I'm letting it go. I think there's like 2 minutes left, but it looks like good is winning right now, 54% of the
Wow,
vote.
y'all really like gold. Y'all really like
Vote for
good.
Bad.
Okay.
I've never seen it because I went good. Vote for bad.
Okay, now Greg,
here we go.
We're playing on the PS3. There was no remaster. There's no backwards compatibility with the PS5 or PS4. Really?
No.
Wow.
PS3 game.
Okay.
But you know what's cool is that it made me bring out my PS3, Mike. And so of course, you know, I grabbed Infamous, so I'm ready. Because I want to play the Infamous, of course. That's what we're playing now. I grabbed Infamous 2, my signed copy by Eric Layden, just in case if we go that far with it. And then I was like, you know what, Mike? No, there's no rules. The PS3 is out, right? Yep. Why not just grab some NCAA footballs? Why not just go fucking throw the old pigskin around there? You know what I mean?
Yes, Greg. You're the freaking coolest. And you have my favorite cover. You got the one with Tim Tebow on it.
Oh, yeah. I got that.
That's
You know, I'm not big on keeping collections, but it was that when I realized NCAA football was over, I made sure I kept the ones I had.
Yep. I have the NCAA 2014, the final one. That they had, which was very, very special. So I love that, Greg. Yeah, we got to play some NCAA football.
All right, you ready? Because this is I'm gonna hit start and it's gonna pop off. You ready?
Everybody, take a deep breath. Let's get it, Greg. I'm ready.
Oh, the poll's 50-50. Whoa.
Mike, that's how you open a fucking video game. You can't right there. You hit start button. Guess what? Empire City Destroyed.
6 minutes. Pulse is 45. Respiration 10. Looking good, Cole.
Man, that is no way to wake up, you know? That's bad.
Good is ahead by 4 votes right now, by the way.
Wow.
That is not how you want to wake up. Oh, snap. He was the epicenter of it all. He was,
wasn't he there, Mike? He was, Mike.
The eye of the storm,
Very interesting. I got to put captions on it now.
Oh, snap. It's you?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's always been you.
The Matrix.
Come on, Cole.
Damn it.
Move.
I did it wrong and inverted my left right.
Oh, that's
I was like, look this, and I was like, all right, oh crap, we fucked it up there. And then subtitles on difficulty. We're gonna put to medium. We're not out here to.
Oh,
We're not out here to prove
wow,
anything. You know what I
hard?
mean?
Yeah,
Let's
we're
put
not
it on
proving
low.
anything.
Let's crank these games out. You know what I mean?
I'm not worried about getting stuck in the
Crank
tough
these
spot,
games, bro. Can I Twitch chat? Can I get a year on this? Can I get a year?
2009, baby.
2009. Freshman in college, Snowbike Mike, probably in the dorm room playing a whole lot of Halo 3.
Where'd you go to college?
Lake Tahoe Community College was the first year.
Good has won, ladies and gentlemen, by 1 vote.
Wow, good has won, y'all.
Wow, by 1 vote.
Okay.
You gotta be quiet. You gotta be
Voting
quiet. Be
doesn't
quiet.
matter.
Though. We're missing the story.
TV says terrorists are blowing stuff up all over the city. Meet me at the Fremont Bridge. We'll get Trish and find some place to hunker down.
Okay.
Wow, he sounds different than what I remember.
Well, remember, they replaced the voice actor for 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What the hell? Should be dead.
Should be dead.
But I feel better.
Oh,
God, I can't
Oh.
believe it went down to 1 vote. That's fucking awesome. You guys are the best.
Ooh, Greg, you're stuck.
Am I?
Yeah, looks like it.
Hey, man, the controls are a bit stickier than you'd think. Look at the destruction, Mike. You know what I
Look
mean?
at the levolution.
What city is this?
Empire City.
Empire City, okay. Looks like he's sucking in a lot of electricity, y'all, just so everybody knows.
Thank you, Mike.
Don't know if that's going to be a good or a bad thing, but, you know, one of my favorite superheroes, Static Shock. Maybe
Oh,
this
yeah, it
guy
is.
can become Static Shock.
If you're able to walk, please evacuate across the bridge to the Neil. Remain calm. Emergency personnel are en route.
Oh, man, you survived.
We gotta go.
Oh, snap.
Oh, he's getting all hot and wired.
These police officers are unfazed. Unfazed by the man being sucked up by electricity right now.
They've seen a lot of shit today, all right? They're in shock.
All right, well, that guy's dead, and then... Oh, now they're not happy.
Move your ass, Cole. This whole bridge is coming down.
Oh. Oh, man. For no reason at all, they restarted the poll, and it's still 50-50. Oh, they just tipped more to bad. But it's so close to 50-50. These guys are split. Now it's 50-50.
Here comes the story. Shh.
While sliding into unconsciousness, I could somehow, I don't know, hear the voices of the dying. Thousands crushed by falling buildings or burned alive in the fires. Trish lost her sister, almost lost me. Zeke was always there, somehow sure that I'd wake up, while outside the city fell apart. A plague struck, followed by rioting, theft, rapes, civilization committing suicide. In a bullshit attempt to contain the biological threat, the federal government locked down all access in and out of the city. Now we're stuck in this cage with the psychos. Cops are all but gone off the streets, either dead or too chicken shit to stand against the gangs that control things now. Outside, things were bad. But inside me, something was beginning. Scary as hell at first. Gotta understand, there was no one to talk to, no experts to consult. But with time, I'm learning to control it, master it. Just hope it's not too late.
Yeah, Mike.
Oh, dang, we're just going to jump like that, man. He's already been on the move with it. He's been figuring it out. I like it. Okay.
Got some juice. In the chat, Stephen John 41 says, "I'm so confused. Is Greg missing the showcase to do this? No, the showcase doesn't begin for like another hour. So we're gonna do this leading into the showcase."
I think Greg Miller would make a PlayStation showcase. Right? Come on now.
You mind putting on a freak show?
Sure. I'm glad it's good for something.
I do really need the kids to come out and fill up that bar, though, because we need to hit 31 monthly goals, because I really want to do the Scare Fest.
Kevin talked with Paula. She's allowed him to stream on Friday nights, y'all.
Wow.
Halloween Horror Nights, 4 out of the 5 Friday nights. We're going to have a ton of fun. We're going to play scary games each and every Friday night. We can do fun, horrific things. Me and Nick have a special plan for the team. Don't tell anybody about it. We're not allowed to tell anybody. We're talking about Andy. Okay, don't tell Andy.
Feels like I got more power.
Yeah? But try frying those dummies over there. With all the nutballs running around, it'd be nice to see how much juice you're packing.
Seem like it's all about feathering your abilities here.
Feathering, Greg Miller. You don't want to hold it all the way down because you get the most recoil, is right, Greg. You want to just play with it. Tell me.
Personally, I don't like feathers. Too ticklish, you know what I mean?
Too ticklish, Kevin. That's right. Too ticklish.
You think you're getting a light shock from touching the fence while he's doing that? Or are you getting hurt?
Oh, you get hurt.
You're definitely getting hurt. Yeah.
You see that? Flying so low, thought it was gonna crash into us.
So these jabronis are day 14 of quarantine where they've blocked off the city and trapped them with some scary people. Okay?
Yeah.
Just got word that the feds dropped some relief packages into Archer Square. The liars running the corporate media tell us that we're gonna get our fair share, that more is coming. Yeah, that's easy for them to say. They're not the ones living in this hellhole. And the truth is that we've been abandoned, and no one's coming to save us. So head over to Archer Square and get that food before the Reapers show up. Voice of Survival out.
Well, you got to go get that food, bro.
Yeah, you know it.
Man, you must be out of your mind. Think any of those pencil necks gives a crap about us? This is a PR stunt.
That isn't gonna stop you from pigging out, though, is it?
Hell no, it ain't. Zeke's gotta eat.
You take the stairs.
Amen, Zeke.
I'm using the express
You know it.
elevator.
Zeke's the best.
Zeke's got to eat.
Cosplayed as him, dressed up as on Halloween. That's him.
Did you really?
Sure did. I was
Zeke was your guy.
I was Zeke. Chris Oystertag was Cole, and then Steimer was Trish.
Whew. Oh, that was one hell of a jump.
Well, these idiots dying people on the streets.
These people are straight up dying in front of you.
All those stairs.
There's a plague, remember?
Donkey balls.
Don't forget about the plague, is right.
Not a single person wearing a mask.
I need to go pick up a new 6-shooter.
We didn't
You know
know.
what I mean?
They didn't know.
Realistic? I don't
They
think
didn't
Fun
have
for
the
you,
mask.
fun for you to know, Mike. This Cafe Quixador thing here, Cafe Conquistador, was originally looked way more like Starbucks and had the Starbucks color, but they changed it from preview to this because it didn't want to
Oh, get out of it, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You won't be
Let me shout out to them. Everybody appreciates the Bucks, right? Starbucks. I'm drinking it.
The ones that explode when you use them.
hell yeah.
Damn it, look at that. He went and ordered it.
Starbucks. I'm drinking it, Kevin.
I know. You know where I went this morning?
You know what
A little
Box
breakfast
City
spot I
Cafe.
told you about, yeah.
pizza. Big
They
sloppy
love
slice,
taking their time when I'm like, I'm in a rush.
pepperoni, and payday.
Every time.
Big fat
I got 14 minutes left.
Bill.
Oh, yeah, we'll bang it out.
I'd settle for some hot water.
Hey, remember that time we were coming home from Duffy's?
He runs so weird. I love
So
it.
weird. It's very
Zeke,
interesting. Yeah, Zeke. Yeah, exactly.
You pissed all over him.
Hey, he told me to put up my hands. While he's fumbling around, I jump back in and we take off. Awesome.
For a long time, Zeke, the voice actor, did the Sucker Punch like phone tree when you call the studio
Oh, okay. Oh, that's fun.
in
That's
character.
fun.
I don't know if it's still there or not.
Do you think
I love
we should
that.
do something like that? We do
Sure.
Zeke's character. Hey, I'm Zeke.
There you go. Nailed it, Kev.
Hey, I'm Zeke. Welcome to Kinda Funny. How can I direct your call?
It's just Kevin's cell phone.
To reach Greg, hit 1. And we just have it wired to go to your phone.
He told me he was going to
Yeah.
leave it under a
How
car.
fun would that be?
I figured there'd be only one. We'll never find it.
Stand back. I got an idea.
Stand back.
Fuck those
I
cars, you know?
probably knew where it was.
Yes. Hell, I didn't know you could do something like that.
Yeah, me neither. It was the surge.
Hey, man, you don't look so hot.
Drained all of a sudden. Hang on a sec.
Can't get drained.
No, can't do that.
Gotta
you
suck
need
up
some more
that
juice.
suck up that
You need some more
juice.
There it is.
Did you see that?
Man, you're a walking battery. You must have to recharge whenever you fire off a bunch of juice.
I can feel the electricity surging through me. Almost like I'm being healed by it.
I've been there.
Oh, this rocks so hard. Come on.
Oh.
Let's haul tail over to Archer Square before someone takes all the brewskis.
Cole, you there?
Hey, babe.
You hear they dropped some food?
Yeah, Zeke and me are heading over there.
How are you feeling?
All right, I guess. The powers are all over the place. It used to be I could barely power a light bulb. Now I'm jumping off of buildings, frying the junk on Zeke's roof.
You jumped off a building. What were you thinking?
Oh god.
Relax.
I've had that conversation before.
I bet you have it quite a bit.
I couldn't
Yeah.
see you guys at Archer Square.
You think they're dropping beers?
I hope so.
Dropping
You need it.
brewski? No, they're not dropping brews. They're
Right?
dropping water, right? Dropping water and orange juice.
I bet you they're dropping filters. They let you find the water.
They let you find the water.
There's a TikTok that I'm thinking about following, but like it's will it filter?
Sure.
And they'll just be like,
Okay,
"All right,
I've
will it
seen that
filter?"
guy, and he filtered Gatorade, Kevin, Gatorade, and it worked.
Boy, it's
Yeah.
stuck up there.
It was a little
I hate to
cloudy.
say it, pal, but hey, you're the only guy here who'd live from a fall like that. You gotta climb up there and knock that stuff free.
Man, that lip sync.
Zeke has a Band-Aid on the side of his face. Interesting.
That was how we did it back then.
He's doing the Nelly.
Country grammar is huge.
Yep. Huge in 2009.
9. That's what people really, really love.
It's still holding on to Nelly in 2009 at that
I
point.
mean, I hold on to Nelly to this day.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Mike, I have some phenomenal news. We've hit that first 15-minute marker.
Kevin, how did you read my mind? I was just about to say that too. I was going to say, hey, thanks to all the Kind of Funny best friends out there for continuing to support the channel here on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. We have filled up the bar 1/4 of the way. Don't forget that your support means the world to us, truly and honestly. And throughout the month of September, it's September, and there's 20% off all subs and gifted subs. And you can help us fill up that bar each and every day to go for that extra hour throughout the stream.
It's one of the factions here, Mike.
Okay, factions.
Before the
Okay.
blast, they were just a bunch of junkies dealing drugs. Now they own the Neon District. Taking whatever they want. That changes today.
You know, Greg Miller, I see you brought up Infamous, and you brought up like superhero games, but I didn't see you bring up a great superhero game that was Crackdown, and that game came out in 2007. What was up with the disrespect for Crackdown?
Well, as I read from the review, if you wanted to recall and listen, use your ears for once, which I know isn't something you usually do when you play video games or anything. It was the fact that, of course, I said Crackdown really didn't we're talking about stories and things that were more than just having the powers. Somebody would polish that. Remember when I said that? Somebody would polish that, and they didn't do that. They didn't do that.
And Sucker Punch did. Okay.
I mean, look at how much narrative you've gotten in the first 10 minutes of this game. More narrative than all of Crackdown combined.
Take that food back.
This ain't shit for me. I'm such an expert,
Now, does Cole just steal all the food, or do you give some of these?
Well, here you
people
go.
food?
Here you go. Actually, look.
3 of us for weeks, maybe longer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But if I fry a couple people in the crowd, the rest will run away.
Oh yeah.
The food will be all ours. Some of these guys might starve.
Karma moment.
They're already
Let the
dying
best
right
take
now
it.
in the streets.
I'm letting them take it. You guys voted good. We're good.
Wow, you're gonna let these jabronis take it, Twitch
That's
chat?
what I mean. What we're being.
unbelievable.
You voted, chat. It's not on me. The chat voted good.
Got one open. Let's eat.
There you go. See.
Good action.
Morality.
Okay, good reputation.
Important. Your karmic state is tracked. The curved blue and red in the top left corner of the screen. Evil actions such as hurting pedestrians give you evil red karma. Conversely, good actions give you good blue karma. Your karmatic state determines how many people react to you, your available power upgrades, and your appearance.
All right. I love that. I love that. I love that. Well, good jabroni it is. Bless you.
We want to be superheroes, right?
Trish,
Oh, I'm so glad you got the food down. These poor people are starving.
just doing what I can. Someone had to help.
Man, we've come a long way, huh?
Those idiots
Yep.
dropped us canned prunes.
Oh,
Who the hell
Lord.
would eat this crap?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, good. We skipped out on prunes. That's good, Greg. I like that.
No beer, no brewskis, you know?
No brewskis, just prunes. Kevin, would you eat a
You let it
prune?
ferment. You let it ferment. You can get there.
If you know anything about this guy, let me know. Because we're going to get the word out on this terrorist. Whoever he is, we're going to make him pay.
Oh, that was you.
I think it's me.
That's not good.
Ever been called a terrorist? All I remember from that day is going to work and then running for my life. That video, though. How'd I get that package? Why would I deliver a bomb? For who? Regardless, the consequences are everywhere. Whatever there'd been between Trish and me was gone.
Oh.
She didn't say a word. No emotion, nothing, just walked away.
It's pretty fucked up.
By then, people near
That is
were
messed
starting
up.
to recognize me. Who's gonna get up?
Shout outs to
Even
Paul,
Zeke was giving me weird
PMCG.
looks. He and I made quick plans.
gifting
to meet
5
at the
tier 1
Stanford
subs.
Bridge. Try to
You're my
get out of town.
favorite.
Just
Oh, wow.
on shows. Because right now, I'm a little short on friends.
Snap. Snap. Even Trish went back on him, but you just saved all those people for food. Like, now they should love you.
They should. Well, that's what I'll slowly do over time. Kevin, I forgot to. I'm going to, I mentioned it, but now that we're starting to get into it and you can see it, I'm going to Slack you, Kevin.
You
Or
wanna
I'll
hug
send
it
it to.
Oh,
Huh?
okay. What?
What?
Slack. He's going to slack you.
Yeah, there you go. It's the photo of our Halloween costume.
Oh, good call.
Oh, good. I'll bring that up.
Hey, they're throwing rocks at you, bro.
They think
Oh,
I'm
you
bad,
can't hurt
remember?
people. You got to get out of there. You can't hurt them.
I'm only a guardian now. They'll eventually understand that I'm a good guy.
So
They're
if
like,
you're
"Here."
bad, they throw more rocks at you? That's fucked up.
Oh yeah. Well, eventually I scare the shit out of them. They don't fuck with me at all.
Oh, they got
Alright, I'm gonna
wall
show-
climbing here. You're just climbing the side of the building.
Oh, dude,
That's
this
dope.
was what it was all about. You kidding me? This is what the game was all about. Open world, scalability. Get out there, do your thing.
Look at you, jabronis. You look great.
Thanks for watching my back.
Sure, man.
Did you have the Band-Aid on, too?
I ain't about to do anything.
Yeah,
like
you
this.
do.
Oh yeah, I had the Band-Aid.
Yeah,
Come
you
on. Was I
do.
trying to be
Yeah, you
accurate or was I
do.
trying to be a clown? You know?
What a great time.
God damn it. Why are you... Come on. Ah. Sorry, I'm just going to fix this really quick. He's not doing anything too interesting, so, you know.
Yeah, I was running around fighting people.
All right,
You're really working hard to just keep that up there. I think we got it.
well, you know what? I was fixing it for later. All right. We need to
Oh,
pull
okay, you're
something
gonna
up I
hold
wanted
on to it.
Pull up, right? He's just banging around some guys. You know what I mean? Nothing big.
Getting my sea legs back here in Empire City. Getting anxious for when I can grind again. Can't grind right now. I don't like that one bit.
I was at one of the games. Did you
It's
like the Festival of Blood? Was that
I
good?
did like Festival of Blood, yeah. It was a cool idea ahead of its time. I mean, we see it now with like other DLCs, but hey, here's the same world, but we're gonna put it into like this not necessarily advancing the narrative thing. It's just a story.
Yeah,
Zeke's
just a
telling
fun
somebody at a
one-off,
bar. Yeah.
Well, what if?
What if? Yeah.
Oh, what if?
I like that that's now in the lexicon. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Now Miles just says, Kevin, can you turn up the volume, the game
I already,
volume?
did. I already did. I'm already on it.
That is,
no
if
problem.
you can get us past those baton-wielding goons.
We're getting out of here, one way or another. Follow my lead.
We're getting out of here.
You have entered a restricted area. Lethal force may be used at any time.
Gonna have to get past those riot cops if we want out of here. If I fry a couple of the guards from inside the crowd, but I can trigger a riot. Help keep the heat off Zeke and me. Of course, that means a lot of innocent people will get the hell kicked out of them.
Attack the police on your own or fire at them from inside the crowd to start a riot. We'll go on our own. We're good guys.
Go on, everybody back out of the way. The Guardian's here.
That's what they call me.
Yep. Oh, you just made quick work, easy work of these.
Again,
guys.
people want to overthink it. You got to get in there. You got to let the electricity flow through you.
Feather it too, Kevin. You got to
feather it, Kevin.
Yeah, no matter how much it tickles, you just got to keep going.
Oh, you feathered Zeke. That's not good.
He's fine. He can take it.
Yeah. He's grounded, if you will.
No, what I do need is I could go for a little more juice. You know, I'm nom nom here. Where can I?
Yeah,
drink that juice.
What a juice at?
Those barricades make good cover.
You steal the juice from the lights? There it is. There it is.
Oh yeah, I'm on it. Don't worry. Don't worry. Stay down, bruh. It didn't have to be this way, you know.
I mean, that's like a good guy, right? One of the
Well,
cops.
I mean, he's one of the people, you know, keeping us locked in the city.
Yeah, he's keeping us locked in this cage.
If we did this, maybe COVID's not as bad, you know?
Oh.
Just take all right.
We lose Seattle, maybe, you know? Maybe San Francisco's locked down. Those are the two first cities that COVID was in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I remember that when they were like, "Oh, we're a new contact tracing." I'm like, "You're not gonna stop this."
No.
You don't
That's
have a
too
shot,
late, idiots. Oh, maybe we didn't. It doesn't matter. A lot of mistakes were made.
Yeah, save these people right now. Try to that juice.
Indiscriminate lethal force will be used against all unauthorized personnel. This is your final warning.
Now the Twitch Feather. The Twitch chat says, please remake this game.
Yes.
Greg, is that something you want them to do?
Yes. Even just a remaster. Just give us something. Let us live. You know what I mean, Sony?
What if we could give you backwards compatibility with enhancements thanks to the power of the system?
That'd be great.
No.
But I mean, like, nobody can do that. You know?
No one can do that.
I got knocked. I thought I could. The environment blew up. That's what got me.
Greg.
Yeah, buddy.
A lot of people in chat saying Prototype a better game that should be remade.
They're wrong and they're idiots. I mean, you don't have to listen to them. You know what I
all
mean?
I'm saying is, if that's how you feel, gift it one sub.
Gift one sub.
To let us know. You know what I mean?
That you're
Your
wrong.
opinions.
It's stupid.
If you like Prototype, gift one sub. If
Prototype,
you like
I mean, a
Infamous,
fun game to
gift
play.
two
I played
subs.
Prototype. I platinum Prototype. I'm not saying Prototype's not a fun game. I'm saying
Oh, you
it's
platinum
no
Prototype?
guys.
Really?
It's no Infamous, guys.
Wait,
I think I
did
platinum Prototype too.
Prototype?
Yeah, I did Prototype too.
Never even touched Prototype.
He's a
Infamous
gamer,
better than
dude.
Prototype. Prototype better than Infamous is a poopy take. Well, I'm gonna only read half of your comment.
See, yeah, you
Angelo says Prototype better than Infamous. There you go.
Angelo can't even form a full sentence. That's who you're gonna take this advice from? Prototype better, Infamous.
Well, I mean, that might have been me reading it, but okay.
I mean, if that's what it is, you made him sound like a complete idiot, and no smart person would ever think they need to listen to Angelo's stuff.
So we have breaking news. According to Cassie Boy, says that Jason Schreier says to be excited about this event.
Oh, good.
Oh, great.
Pretty cool.
Terrific.
That's pretty cool. I'm excited to see some stuff.
I'm excited about to see video games.
Oh, Angelo says, damn it, Kevin.
Well, Angelo, you'll never be the same in Greg's mind because of Kevin.
I'm sorry that you had to have such a bad take and then have it read poorly that it's even worse.
It's true. Yeah, I nailed it.
And who you really got to feel bad for is Angelo's family. Because, like, they're locked in. If he's in any kind of relationship, I assure you, once that person hears that he said Prototype's better than Infamous, they're gone.
Gone.
You know what I mean?
They leave tonight.
Somebody says something that stupid, you can't be. If somebody says something that stupid, you worry that for the rest of your life that they might drink the bleach underneath the sink. You know what I mean? If they're that stupid to sit there and be like, Prototype's a better game than Infamous. And you know what? I would love a glass of water. It comes in this big white bottle. Glug glug glug. Oh, you know what I mean? That's Angelo. That's a live looking Angelo right now. In his video game opinions.
That's a live looking Angelo.
Shout outs to Korab B2 for gifting 10 tier 1 subs.
Thank you, Korab.
I feel bad, man. It feels bad. You know, the public school system has failed Angelo this much.
All right, so we have started a hype train. That's going. I'm going to add that thing you asked me to do for the Cloud9.
Oh, right. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, as you remember, is it up or down? Go ahead. Oh, I
well, no, I mean, yeah, I just told you it was
No, he has to work on it. He has to work
oh, so it's not ready to go yet?
I mean...
No, it's not ready to go,
It
Greg.
looks like it's just a PNG.
It's just, yeah, well, it should be a move file, right?
I mean, it's not moving.
Should be a cool move file. Barrett had a cool move file.
Yeah, it was moving yesterday. It was like,
oh yeah,
we had a really cool file.
Yeah, it's a move file. Move file.
It's not moving. I mean, there's two of them. Neither of them are doing anything. Oh wait.
The gate opened.
Oh, Phoenix, thank you so much for asking. Me and the pugs are safe. We're sound over here at Kevin's house. Happy to return home soon.
Smashed in the gate to the decontamination unit and fell.
Get in there, Zeke.
And I moved.
Oh, how's it looking, Kevin? Is it working or not?
I mean, okay. Is this what we're talking about, Mike?
I was greeted by name. This FBI
That's just Kaiser Permanente.
Yeah, that's it, but does it not move?
Zero and
No?
came here to wait, figuring I'd try to
Are you
escape.
importing it as an image or a video?
I'd have powers.
There it goes. It just
Now it
moved. I
moves.
just saw
Now
it
it's
move.
She
just moved,
explained that
jabroni.
Well, I mean,
before
it's
the
not
blast,
like
her husband
you
John
described it
had
very
been assigned
differently,
to
Greg.
infiltrate the
No,
Oh,
we
I
said
did.
it
Where I
was
said, does it
a
move?
shadowy group working on a
All right,
project
let
they
me see.
called.
Give me 1 second.
Race
Listen to very important stuff here about the race here.
Focus,
Drain
then.
the
You focus.
neuroelectric energy from a group of people and concentrate it into an individual.
Oh, snap.
She'd lost contact with John the night of the blast. Despite all her connections, Moya was losing hope. Yet she'd found me, somehow believing I could be trusted, ready to make me an offer. I go back to the city, find John and the race sphere, and she'll get me out of the quarantine and clear my name. This whole race sphere thing sounds crazy to me. Suddenly I'm a human light socket, so maybe I should cut her some slack.
Okay, and you got to go back. See, you just broke out, Greg, but now you got to go back.
Yeah.
This is the only way back into the
Wait,
city.
just so that we're clear, this is all like it's not moving right now.
I've taken the liberty of cloning your phone's frequency.
Well, it took a couple
I've
moments.
got
Took
a
a
lock
couple
on your
moments.
GPS locator, and I can hear every word you
We
say.
got 10 more minutes until we're
Just moved. It
past
just
here,
moved
so-
in front of my
It
face.
just moved.
Well, I mean,
It went from the
changed to Kaiser
Cloud9 logo to the
Permanente.
Kaiser Permanente logo.
That's all the movement we're looking for?
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
You guys have described it a lot in a different way.
Gladys BC, thank you for the 1,000 biddies. Thank you to Hero 131 for the Prime Gaming sub for 23 months. We have now passed halfway on filling up that bar. Thank you all so much for that. Get ready. We're going to have some fun. Remember, we have the PlayStation State of Play later today at 1
not a state of play.
p.m. No, not a State of Play, Greg. What the heck is it then?
It's a PlayStation presentation, man. They're going all out here. It's
Get
a
the
showcase.
F
We're
outta
getting
here.
nutsy.
Oh my
Nutsy,
gosh.
nutsy. Hit my gutsy.
I hope they don't talk about trebuchets.
Oh my God. I think we all learned our lesson about trebuchets.
We all really learned a valuable lesson on trebuchets.
So Kevin, is it up now?
Yeah, it's up.
Great. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode here of Presence of Mind. Did I put out my tweet? I think I put out my tweet, didn't I? I put out the tweet. If you missed yesterday, here's what's happening, ladies and gentlemen, is you know that me, Khalif, and Alana hosted a show for Cloud9 in Kaiser Permanente called Presence of Mind. And what it was all of us talking every other week about mental health in the gaming space and online space. And so we had a bunch of different people from Cloud9 in, both people who were playing esports for them, people who were running the organization. We had doctors on, we had clinicians on, we had a very famous musician on, and we had a great time. And what we did is we talked about how mental health isn't something you should be afraid to talk about. It isn't something that you should be embarrassed to talk about. We all struggle with it at different times in our lives. And so yesterday, Mike, you and I had a great conversation about depression and helping people with depression and what to do. And what, of course, I told everybody to do from the jump is go, and I'm telling you right now, of course, too, is go to, and I always have to read it, c9.gg, that's Cloud9, obviously, c9.gg/Greg, POM, for Presence of Mind, Greg Palm. What this does is drop you on a page called Find Your Words. On Find Your Words, it has a bunch of instructional videos about how to help yourself through depression, how to help other people going through mental anguish, and how to deal with all sorts of mental things. And when you click on Find Your Words, there's all these different resources. Suicide hotlines, hotlines for veterans, hotlines for anybody under the sun, so you have somebody to talk to. Because what did we talk about yesterday?
We talked about a lot of things. We talked about resources. We talked about opening up and having a conversation with your loved ones, your friends, about how you're feeling. And also, if somebody comes to you and has a conversation about how they're feeling, and maybe they're feeling depressed, suicidal, how you may approach that, what might be the best tools and techniques to go about listening, understanding, and talking it through with them.
Exactly, Mike. And so talking about these problems and opening up about them, obviously, is what helps get through them. And so yesterday, yeah, we were very focused, obviously, on that you should be talking about your problems to someone, and how, if you feel like nobody cares about you, that's not right. That's not right, right? Like, we care about you. Kind of Funny cares about you. But of course, there's only so much we can do separated by the internet. We can't help everybody on a one-on-one basis. So you need to reach out and help stuff. But what I wanted to talk about today, right? Because again, the episodes with me, Alana, Khalif, and our guests are up. Like I said, there's 10 of them. You can find them all on YouTube, on Cloud9's YouTube page. You could just Google Presence of Mind. You'd find them that way too, right? And so what we did is, we had honest, open conversations about our own experiences with mental health and what that meant and where it could relate to. And so it's actually very serendipitous, Mike, that we're having this conversation today and doing this while we play Infamous, right? Because one of yesterday I talked about a letter I had written, obviously, to Kind of Funny best friend, saying you weren't allowed to kill yourself, and how many people have shown that to me and said that helped them through their journey, right? That they read it last night when they needed it most, or they'll bring it to me at meet and greets and have me sign it and stuff like that. I would say the original, in quotes, right, Mike? One of those things I ever wrote was actually an article about Infamous that I wrote for IGN, and it was called "Playing Through the Pain with Infamous." And what it was a letter, or no, I shouldn't say a letter. It was an editorial about how I played Infamous for review when my marriage fell apart, my first one. I didn't do this right. So it was all about like me going through a divorce and not even going through divorce, starting to go through a divorce, right? And what that actually meant. And the amount of Kind of Funny best friends, and I should say IGN, Beyond listeners, everything else, who over the years would reach out and talk to me about that. It was kind of my first glimpse into, first off, the fact that we all struggle with mental health, that we all have down periods and all have low periods, but also the power this job has, right? Because I don't know about you, Mike, but when I started off reviewing video games in 2007, even when I'm reviewing Infamous in 2009, I'm not thinking about, oh, you know what? This is going to have an effect on all sorts of people. This is going to make me have this audience or lifeline or reach to a bunch of different people that I wouldn't have had before, and they're going to find different things in what I'm saying or what I'm doing. Does that make sense, Mike?
Yeah, Greg, I definitely can feel that.
And so, today we talk about it all the time, right, of empathy and what Kind of Funny is and what we want you to be. But I wasn't prepared for that in 2009, obviously, when I was, look, can't believe Greg gave this game a good score. Look at that guy sitting on the water down there, you know what I mean? But I wasn't prepared for it. And so I think it's really crazy that, we talk about mental health. We're talking about Cloud9. And of course, I'm talking about C9, right? c9.gg/GregPOM to go get help there and find resources that you can help not only yourself, but help other people with, right? And go through it. And so on that, I thought I would read some of this here, right? So it's this is an article called "Playing Through the Pain with Infamous. Divorce, Distraction, and Moving On." It was posted May 2011, right? No problem. A month or so ago, I traveled to Bellevue, Washington to visit Sucker Punch, the developer behind Infamous and Infamous 2. I hadn't been there since I previewed the original game in 2008 and was in moments of stepping out of the cab this time, buried memories from the first trip rushed back. The Starbucks at the base of the building, the graffiti in the Sucker Punch office, and the conversation I had with game director Nate Fox told me my wife had one of the sexiest jobs, flight attendant. When those mundane memories hit me, I realized the first time I played Infamous was one of the last times I was ever married. It opened up my mind to things I hadn't thought about since they happened. My ex and I deciding in a laundromat that we needed to separate. A final fight in a restaurant parking lot. And the first days with my retail copy of Infamous. My ex finally moving out of the apartment we shared synced up with me finally getting a review copy of Infamous, Sucker Punch's third-person superhero game where you could choose to be the good guy or the bad guy. For the first time, I was alone in my apartment and totally screwed up inside. But a game I had been waiting for since its first E3 trailer had finally come into my life. With my personal world completely upended, my marriage of less than 2 years had failed, I needed a new place to live, and I was now the sole parent of a wiener dog. I let myself get lost in Empire City. When I maxed out in Cole's positive karma, I reveled in the cheering crowds and popping flashbulbs. When I needed to be selfish and vent, I punched the bystanders to the ground and sucked the life force out of them. When I needed to think, I grinded the rails of the elevated train tracks for hours on end, just taking in the sights of a devastated city that kept on living. I've never played a game as thoroughly for review as Infamous. I beat the game as a good guy and then as a bad guy. I did every stunt, found every blast shard, and became the first person in the world to ever platinum the game. That means I got every in-game achievement if you're not a PlayStation mindset. When I had seen everything there was to see, I kept playing. I didn't talk to my friends about the divorce, and I hid it from my family for a long time. I didn't even tell my dad what was happening until I was finally moving out. Instead, I'd come home and run wild in Empire City. Cole and Zeke became friends. Then there's a bunch of spoilers here for the game since we're playing through. I'm not going to go through or whatever, right? Eventually, I bounced back. Life went on. Games came out, and the world kept spinning. The weight of what Infamous meant to me was never clear. The weight of what Infamous meant to me never became clear as I piled on other memories and new loves. But the game kept popping up in my life. And I go into how much Infamous is meant to me, how much it all went through all this different stuff of what, it became, yada, 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 Infamous 2. And I want to sum up here with the final thing I wrote about Infamous 2 in this one. Infamous 2 comes out in about a month, and I won't be reviewing it. I think I could give it a fair shake, but I've clearly lost perspective. The first game means too much to me. The fan in me outweighs the critic. I wish I could say that sucks or that I'm disappointed, but I'm not. I'm just happy to have my friend back. And so there's a line there, Mikey, of what Infamous means to me, right? In terms of this game, it's weird, again, serendipitous. This game we're starting to play a full playthrough of because of your support on patreon.com/kindafunnygames. But then also my mental state here, right? And I think so much of it speaks to what we talked about yesterday with Find Your Words. Again, you can go to findyourwords.org, or if you want to help do my thing, c9.gg/GregPOM to support Presence of Mind, the show I did. And again, this drops you to a series of videos. The first one's by Alana. It's called Presence of Mind, Mental Health Matters. Then there's one about helping others that I narrate. And then there's a third one from some of the Cloud9 people. But it is this idea that I read that, right? And of course, I think it speaks to why Infamous means so much to me, right? Why I love this game so much. But also it talks to the fact of I handled that really wrong. You know what I mean? I was going through some fucking shit. And rather than reach out to friends and family, or rather than reach out to a crisis helpline, I internalized it and played this game. And that was a coping mechanism for me, and it all worked out. And obviously it worked for me. But I want everybody to know that everybody struggles. Everybody has those kind of things in their life. Maybe not a divorce, maybe not the failure of you're going to have a failure of a relationship. But it's okay to open up to people, Mike. I think that's the biggest thing we talked about yesterday.
Yeah, that was something that we talked about, and it is something that, when you have that realization, you actually try and you do that, how much that impacts you in such a positive way. And it's interesting when you talk about Infamous in that moment with you, right? And you can see people in the chat right now talk about certain games or moments that stick with them when you're at your most loneliness, when you have those big issues in your life. It's always so interesting to see the one thing that you might attach to and maybe find that new routine with, find happiness through, find some sort of joy in. And, you talked about how Infamous did that for you. Somebody brought up how, other games did that for them. And you can think back in your life. I think a big one for me when I went through, my loneliness parts of life, it was streaming, and how that was an outlet for me to see friends and engage with people, and how that became the next routine for me. We're all creatures of habit. We're all human beings, and we love having our normal. We love being inside of our nice, comforting bubble. And when that bubble bursts and you have to find something new, you attach onto certain moments, certain things in your life. And it's so interesting to hear people's different moments or different things that they've attached onto to create that new routine, to create that new comforting bubble.
And so, first off, as we continue our Infamous playthrough here, and again, our first time, have you caught a couple of different things that are happening here, Mike, in the game? I know we're, talking about this very serious thing while we play. First off, plenty of upgrades. As we go through, we're going to be able to go through, upgrade our powers. I've upgraded the lightning bolt here. I've upgraded how fast it is for me to drain stuff. But one of the cool things about it, of course, is you look through, this is where we were talking earlier about the, good or bad playthrough. There are good only power-ups. There are evil only power-ups. They're attached to what I do in the game and stuff like that. On top of that, too, there's blast shards around, which give me that bonus. You see those big blue dots on there showing me that somewhere over there's a way to go get them and do it. And again, you want to talk about, playing through the pain and doing it. This is what life was during that time, where it was, reviewing the game, sure, but then it was also all right, cool, I'm going to go and just canvas this city and get every blast shard, get everything I possibly can to make Cole more powerful, to make sure I see everything, which of course you should do for a review if you can, but most of the time we get to play a very specific part of it and then move on. There's that pleasure. But yeah, I think coping is what it's all about. And again, like what we talked about yesterday, and we will talk about at length today, again and again, right, is going to C9GG / Greg POM, right? And what you do when you go there is find all sorts of different ways to cope and different people to reach out to and different people to talk to that can help you on your mental health journey, because nobody's alone in it. And so one of the things I had talked yesterday about us talking about, Mike, not even putting it together myself, that it was Infamous Day and how this was going, was work-life balance. Because again, I think mental health is, when you say mental health, it's so easy to default to, suicide prevention, depression in general, something to that effect. Whereas mental health is just your state in general that I think everybody should talk more about. And so, yeah, I thought, Kevin, I know you were on the ones and twos today for Kind of Funny Games Daily. And we had a bunch of different stories about video game crunch and culture and how people are, Young Horses is now moving to a 4-day work week to try to have it better. How, there's how bad a crunch was for Retro working on Metroid Prime and things like that. And I wanted to try to bring that up today to expand what people think when they think mental health. And mental health doesn't have to just be, being depressed. It doesn't have to be something that's suicide. It can be, you just have to take care of yourself.
What now?
Greg, work-life balance is such a interesting and evolving thing that everyone deals with, and it's so ever-going, it's so evergreen, because every single day it's different, right? And it's so easy to get caught up in the moment of, I go to work for 8 to 10 hours a day, I come home and I feel the stress of life, I feel a type of way that might be negative, might be positive, and then you count down the hours until you have to go to the next day work. And I'll never forget, Greg, working my last job of coming home at 5 p.m. and going, man, I only have 5 hours to do anything I want, and I need to clean the house, walk the dogs, feed myself. Yep. When will I ever find fun? When will I find the joy? And every single day it's different. Sometimes you feel bogged down, like you need to sleep or you won't be able to do that. And the other days you find a great way to find some fun in your life and go out with friends and do something. And work-life balance is such a tough thing to talk about, because every single day it's different and it feels different, and it's how you evolve with it. And sometimes what I really like now is what I see out on Twitter and in our sphere, it's more people talking about this and saying, you know what, I need a mental health day, or I need a whole week. I need time to just decompress and do something that I find joy in, and just kind of wash the stress away from everyday life.
100%, right. And I think that's something we talk about here and there, and we were talking about with Crunch, and we were talking today on Games Daily about how we try to be Kind of Funny, right? Of like, get your work done, but take care of yourself, right? But like you bring up a mental health day, where I think so many people, like growing up, I never had heard of that, but I think, my mother did allow me to have that, right? Where I was allowed to take time off to play video games or whatever, if there was something, as long as I was getting my work done and I was being, a good kid. Like if I was overwhelmed, if I wasn't feeling it, I could make those kind of moves. And I think, it's something you think about as a kid, as a teenager's hormones or whatever, but it does come to being an adult too, of like, I feel overwhelmed all the time. You know what I mean? And that's both from work and from life, in that, on the weekends, I know there's so many times where I have to look at Jen and be like, all right, I need to just go sit down. I need to go play a game. I need to go just breathe somewhere, right? Because all I'm doing right now is getting stressed out about the project we're working on, or getting the baby's room ready, but also then the fact that I'm stressing about what we're doing at Kind of Funny while I'm gone, or, it's okay to say you need a break. And I think people are often afraid to do that, both in personal life and in their work life.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest one, is having that conversation with your family and loved ones, but with also the people you work with and your supervisors, your bosses, because they're all human beings too, and they've all gone through it. And me in particular, when we talk about this, Greg, it strikes such a big chord of coming from the service industry, where it felt like every day you had to be there, or you were afraid to take PTO, you were afraid to take an extra day off. And there was this weird stigma of, oh, you're asking for a day off? No, we need you. You got to be here. But, when you have these conversations with the team, everyone is always willing to figure out the best way to support you and support themselves and the team as a whole. And if you have these conversations sooner than later, it makes it much easier to be able to figure out a better work-life balance for you and your team around you, instead of letting it all build up, feeling like everything's overwhelming to the last possible moment, and feeling like you can't take that day off, because everybody does want you to be 110% when you go to work. It's just that moment of getting back and recharged when you need it the most.
Exactly. And it becomes like, self-fulfilling prophecy to an extent, right? Where if you're going to work yourself to the bone because you feel like that's who you want to be, then you keep digging yourself in deeper and deeper and deeper, where you can't take that break, where you can't say, I need a moment. And then you do have, rather than taking a pleasant day off because you're tired or because you need a break, instead you get to this tipping point, breaking point, right, where the kettle explodes, and it's a huge issue. And like, you know what I mean? Like, you blow up at somebody you don't mean to blow up at. You know, Kevin has been here the entire time, right, for Kind of Funny. And how many times, Kevin, have I bit your face off in the earlier days? I would hope, but you know what I mean, of just being overwhelmed by everything that's happening in life and in Kind of Funny, and like not balancing that right, not taking that time off. And granted, you know, there's differences in if you're able to when you're the super small company, just the four of us or whatever. But
yeah, it's super interesting, Greg. It's one of those. I look back on it all and just it feels so stressful. But when you do find that right balance, the joy that it can bring and how much better you are as an employee, right? I think that's what it comes down to as well. You're a human being first, and you're able to enjoy life and do what you want to do. But also you come into work and your supervisors, your bosses, the team as a whole really appreciate you being your best. And that's where they want you the most. And when you get sucked down and bogged down, you're irritated easier. You don't want to be there. You want to leave early. You don't want to be a part of the team. And it weighs on everybody, right? And there's that weird dynamic of now everybody is not happy. Everybody's at each other's throats instead of, hey, we're all here. We all feel rested and ready for the day when we could be doing that.
Exactly right. And that's the whole thing, is especially for a team effort, you got to be looking out for yourself. So you're looking out for each other, because you can't have somebody being garbage out there and not feeling it, right?
It's so tough. It's a really interesting one.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, like I was saying, you can go to c9.gg/Greg POM for presence of mind to get a whole bunch of different help. Like you've heard me talk about findyourwords.org quite a bit, because there are so many great resources on there and are so many different tools. Again, not only for you in terms of, okay, I'm struggling, what do I need to do, but also how you can help other people, so you could help your other team members. You could do all these different things, right? Like, that's how it is. M Ferg in the chat talks about work-life balance and says, it's M Ferg 15. I am a manager at a grocery store. I have 10 people working for me in my department. I rotate weekends off, Friday through Sunday, for them, two every week. So about once a month, they get a full weekend away, which is great, right? That's what you got to do. You know, Dylan here says the work-life balance is the hardest thing for me. Like, this is what it's all about, is like, you have to recognize that. And I think that was early in my career, the hardest thing to do, Mike, was recognize that something was wrong and I needed to actually deal with it. I needed to step away.
Yeah, I was the worst at that, Greg. I never wanted to talk about it. I never wanted to be that person who was, hey, I need this day off, or I need just some time away from here. And I did let it build up on me, where I was working in one of the coolest jobs, one of the coolest fields that you could ever ask for. And I got to the point where I didn't want to go up there on my weekends and ski and snowboard and enjoy what my whole job was supposed to be about. I was afraid to go up onto the mountain because I would be afraid they would call me in, or they would ask me to start working during a lunch shift. And I just remember that feeling of, well, now I'm never going skiing or snowboarding again at this location. Or I got to the point where I just didn't want to ski and snowboard in general, because I was just tired from being there every single day for 8 to 10 hours, that I lost that balance that I needed to go have fun at the place that it was supposed to be the most fun for me.
Yeah, and that's the struggle. Now, Randomer 52 says, Mike, speaking of state of mind and presence of mind, what are the news from Tahoe? Of course, Mike, you are in Kevin's house right now. You were evacuated from your home in Tahoe. How are you holding up, and what's going on with all that?
Yeah, we talked about it on the Kind of Funny podcast, and I want to first off say thank you to all of the incredible community here that has reached out through text messages, DMs, tweets, whatever, and just have checked in on me and the pugs. It has been a long, about 2-week process here, and we've gone through the gambit of emotions, you know. At first, it was thrilling. It was exciting. It was insane to think that we were packing up the home and leaving the home in such a wild and scary manner. And then the next day, I felt everything, right? You feel the depression. You feel the loneliness, that emptiness of, well, maybe I'll never go back home. What if I don't go back home? What does that mean? And I'm so fortunate enough to have an incredible team here at Kind of Funny to take me in. And it's been a long 2 weeks. And thankfully enough, you know, we have a lot of incredible emergency responders out there that have taken care of the city and the place that I love and know the best, and they have protected the town. So as of Monday this week, we have been cleared to go back. There will be limited services like gas, electric. Grocery stores are slowly coming back together, but it's been a long couple of weeks. We're happy to now be able to go back home, and I am a little scared, Greg, to go back to the place that I love and see the devastation that will be along that highway, which is too bad to see.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, that sucks. You know what I mean? But what are you feeling about going back? Like, I know obviously you said, you're nervous, but are you also amped to a degree? Like, to go back there and try to help, see what you can do?
Yeah, I'm really excited to go back home and be in my safety bubble, right? Just like everybody we talk about here with the bubble, and we talk about your work-life balance, right? You find the joy where you're the most comfortable, and that is home for me. And so I'm excited to get back into the normal flow with me and the dogs. And most importantly, I want to see how my community has responded. I want to know, especially coming from a low-income area that I live in, what is the neighborhood like? Are the people safe? Are they healthy? Are they okay returning back home? It was a real intense situation to see hundreds of people from my community running out of apartment buildings with just trash bags of stuff, knowing that they might not be able to go home. And also, do they have a safe place to go, right? Many of these people had to go and rent hotels in Carson and Reno that maybe they didn't have the funds for, or they had to go to an area like the Reno Convention Center where they were allowed to stay and just wait out the process. And you think about that, that's a whole week and a half before we could go back home. That's a lot of money, or that's a lot of stressing in a place that's not comfortable and safe for you. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see the people I love in the area that I love the most return home right now.
Now, have you been good about talking through everything that's happening with you?
No, I've been absolutely awful, Greg. And I think that's one, when we talked about it yesterday, we really hit a chord for me, because I kept all that in for about 2.5 weeks leading up to the evacuation. And then the evacuation itself, I felt like I put myself on an island, and I was afraid to talk about it. I didn't want to draw the attention onto me. As you know, I like to keep it really positive and stay as that kind of guiding beacon that I see myself as. And I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm afraid that we're never going back home, or, oh, woe is me. And, it is hard and sad to say that. But I think I had a really good moment with Kevin on Saturday. We were coming home from Six Flags, and it was just me and him in the car. And I tried to open up. I tried to tell him about my life and things. And it felt so much better to have somebody on my side that understands, that will listen and just be like, hey, I'm here for you. And I needed that the most, because I did a really bad job over those 2 weeks keeping it all in.
And that's the thing, right? I think we talked, and this is such a great way to end it, right? We talked yesterday, right, about the first thing I talked about of one of the learning from doing Presence of Mind for these 10 episodes was this idea of, like, opening up and talking to people makes everything seem and feel better. When you sit there and you let it weigh on you, that's what gets you down, right? But opening up to somebody, and it's that thing of I can say that right now with nothing too bad weighing me down, right? Nothing sitting in the forefront of my mind that's like this, elephant I need to move. But even you know that, but in the moment, right, it's so much harder of like, well, I don't want to burden this person with it. Oh, I don't want to do this, or the mood's not that today. I don't want to bring it down. When, I'm sure Kevin was happy to be there for you. And I'm sure, like, you felt better afterwards. And like, that's what it's all about. Like, everybody struggles with this stuff. And even when you know what the right tools are, which you can get at findyourwords.org or c9.gg/GregPOM. I think even when you have those tools, it's still an active thing that you need to think through and you need to know to make the moves.
Yeah, I've been saying it this whole time since you and I have had these two discussions, but it just starts with trying and never being afraid to try. Even if you fail, we'll always say fail forward. You're going to pick yourself back up and you get to try again. But it starts with just trying that first step and opening up. And it really deepens the bonds with people. It makes you feel better. It makes them feel like they're connected and part of your lives, because that's what we all want to be. We're friends and we're community and we're a team here. And we want that other person to know it's like, hey, I'm here for you anytime. And I want to do this with you and I want to be a part of it. And if you open up and you just try a little bit, how further that will take that relationship. And it's really special.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are not alone. It's what we talked about yesterday. It's what we'll end today. Of course, you're not alone. You're a kind of funny best friend. There's plenty of people here who want to talk to you and hang out with you. Of course, you can open it up to any of them, but if you don't feel comfortable with internet people, I totally understand. Instead, you can go to c9.gg/GregPOM or just findyourwords.org, and you can go there and use any of the different resources there for something. Remember, you're not alone. Everyone struggles with mental health each and every day. So please, make sure you can go to that site, find tools for yourself, find tools to help people in your life. Because again, it's not even about if you're struggling. You could know somebody, you just want to be a better ally, a better friend, and you can do it right there. Mike, thanks for being so open and honest with me these past 2 days about this.
Heck yeah, Greg. I think that's a really special one. And, for you and I believe and trust in you so much. And I want to have these conversations with you. And yeah, sure, we're on stream and it makes it a little more awkward than just you and I having this conversation. But It is also a great way to show others that I'm trying here, you're trying here.
Yeah.
And if we all try, no matter what that situation may be, it's only going to be so much better for each and every one of us. And I'm happy to have these conversations and, open up to people in front of me right now, the audience, so they know, who I am, what I go through, so I can understand them as well. And we can kind of meet in the middle, which is something really, really special. Something I would never do if it wasn't for you and I having these conversations right now.
Hell yeah. All right. Good stuff, everybody. Good talk out there. All right. Get back to Infamous. Get back to being stoked about getting ready for this PlayStation Showcase coming up.
Wrap it up. We got 17 minutes until the PlayStation Showcase. Very, very exciting. So we probably got about 10 more minutes of Greg Miller running us through some Infamous. Now, Greg, we had a big talk there. Nice heart-to-heart. We kind of need to get back to it really quick, okay? So the city devastated. Turns out we had a bomb. We blew up the whole city. Now we got superpowers. We were breaking out of the city with our homeboy Zeke. We got out of the city, but this lady right here, Moya, she said, yo, you got to go back in. You got to find the red sphere, which could be a person, we believe, and we got to go figure that out. The race sphere. Now,
so she has another client, she has a partner in here named John, who is investigating this thing called the race sphere that these crazy followers believe can give somebody crazy energy, but it'll kill a bunch of people. That's what went off. So I need to find the race sphere. I need to find John. If I do these things, she'll let me go.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. That's our move. So now is Zeke and what's the other lady's name? Trish in this city right now with us, or did they make it out in their?
No, they're in here with me, and that's one of the motivating factors of like, well, let's get out of here. We can get this, get it go.
Okay, now you also fought a jabroni. We've talked about these bad guys and these different crews, right? But you also fought like a bigger jabroni that was like kind of teleporting around. What's his deal?
So everybody, a lot of people, the Reapers included, got powers from the race sphere going off. Okay. So like we got to figure out what their deal is and fight them. And they're not even mini bosses. They're just people.
Okay. Kevin, are you keeping up with all this?
Kevin played it, bro. Remember?
Kevin, as long as he knows.
I'm all in. I'm enjoying this.
He's enjoying it. He's in it.
The Reapers have overrun his makeshift medical clinic, and he needs your help.
I can't solve all the world's problems, Moya.
Maybe not. But if you help him,
dude, I might cry though, you know what I mean? Trying to figure out a fun way to put a timer on the thing.
I'm excited. This is fun, and I'm having a great time. I'm excited to be back. The gameplay is great. Feels real good. But I'm excited to get deeper in because eventually I'll get like a hover ability, so I can jump and kind of fly. I'll get the ability to grind on the electrical wires, like I was talking about in the article.
Yeah, it's so funny how you brought up the review and then you talked about, moving from Spider-Man 2 and just kind of the lack there was of great superhero games and how it seems like an untapped moment where somebody could really figure this out. And then you get this, like you said, It's pretty cool to see like this was the groundwork of what we'd see so many times now used over and over again. I feel like this could be a great Static Shock game, right? Maybe they should just like take Static Shock and make this a Static Shock game.
See, I just bludgeon them with the power.
Yeah, you gotta overwhelm them, right?
I'm not being precise. These guys, they just gotta go down.
You're like a shotgun blast, Greg. It's right. You're a shotgun blast. Just get them all over them. Now, how big is this map? Are we saying it's fairly big, this city?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I mean, actually, you know what? I say, oh, yeah, but I'm thinking with a 2009 mindset. Here we go. See, now, here we're getting the map here.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay,
you
dope.
You start.
You can clear some stuff out. I like that. Got to unlock the medical clinic. Got to save people.
You got to.
You got to.
There are other people around there who need help too. Keep an eye out for them.
There you go. See, these obviously still early tutorial missions, just explaining what's going on.
Also, thank you to all the Kind of Funny best friends here with your support. We did fill up the bar for the day, so thank you all so much for supporting us here at twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. Remember, we're working our way up for the month of September. We're working towards some fun October shenanigans. I've asked Kevin and Paula to please give me Kevin on Friday nights. 4 out of the 5 Friday nights, we're going to have Halloween horror nights where me and Kevin and some kind of funny members are going to play some horror games. We're going to do some spooky fun activities on Friday night stream. So along with all of our normal streams, we'll also be streaming some Friday nights, which will be a good time.
So, Mike, you see here we got 3 different segments to Empire City.
Okay.
Different districts.
Well, that is pretty big. That's pretty big.
Not
That's cool.
too shabby. Not too shabby.
No,
and then also you see coolly, like, the yellow ones are side missions, but you also see that there's good side missions, bad side missions.
Oh,
so like there's like
snap.
things like would you do it, would you not do it kind of thing. Medical clinic, yeah. But yeah, this is the start of Infamous, Mike. I'm excited to play through it again with you.
I'm very excited to check this out.
Can I beat my baby? That's the question.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody remember that. We're trying to beat the game before the baby comes. So we got a big task here.
You can't beat the baby. You gotta use words.
You know what I mean, Kev Dog. Come on now. Mike, I'm going to drop a save there, go to the bathroom, and get ready for this old PlayStation thing.
Okay. You do that. I'll talk with the chat, and then we'll flip-flop when you return. Give me
the old flip-flop when we return.
Flip-flop. Twitch chat, that means I get to hang out with you and my best friend, Kevin Coelho. Kevin, you and I were getting ready for a PlayStation showcase. It's not a state of play. Greg Miller out here getting us pumped up. I'm excited to see video games. I might be the Xbox guy here in the Kind of Funny family, but I'm also the biggest gamer, okay? Just so, Kevin, tell the Twitch chat who's the biggest gamer in the Kind of Funny crew.
Oof, might be Blessing. He's pretty.
It's Mike. That's the wrong answer. It's Mike.
There it is.
Mike's the biggest gamer.
Barrett's pretty good at video games too. I mean, there's a lot of options.
Mike, biggest gamer at Kind of Funny. That's what everybody says about me. So now I'm excited to see some great games.
Nobody
who is
says that? Nobody says that.
Andy, you say that, but like I hear NBA 2K comes out on Friday, and I think maybe we'll settle it on the hardwood. Maybe we'll settle it on the virtual hardwood.
How much money do you think he's gonna spend right off the bat?
Hundreds, 200 right off the bat first day.
I mean, that game's gonna feel so terrible to play online, so I don't even.
No, it's just don't. Just don't. Here's why don't we make a new rule? You wait 2 months and then you're allowed to spend money. If you're still playing it in 2 months, then Kevin, you spend the money.
I need to be able to go into the city, aka the neighborhood, aka the park, and freaking ball up on 13-year-olds who are way better than me and have spent more money from their mom and dad's credit card than me. You know what I mean?
I think in some way, Mike.
I'm not 100% sure what you mean. If I'm being totally honest,
I think in some way, Mike, you might be the biggest gamer because you've bought the most video games.
Okay.
But it's always you're buying games you're buying like 5 copies because you want to play and your 4 friends want to play.
Think of all the games that I own on my Xbox, which is over 500 digital games. Now add like 20% to 30% of that on top of it because I've bought them from my friends, forced them to play it, then they never play it again.
I don't know if he's bought the most amount of video games, but he's definitely spent the most amount of money on video games.
Yeah, because he's got a lot of duplicates that he
bought. A lot of packs that he's got to like unpack and stuff like that.
Y'all don't even know about my NBA. My team is right.
Unpack.
Me and Blessing are gonna have a fun.
No, we need to protect Mike
stream. Like
Blessing, I cannot wait for it.
It's going down, bro. When these jabronis aren't here, Blessing, we're taking over a stream. We're just rolling the dice.
Everybody.
We're unlocking these characters, y'all.
There's a new character event going down in Genshin Impact, and there's so many characters for us to unlock, Mike. Because I got none of them. I'm trying to unlock this character called Raiden Shogun. He's been staring at me. She's a 5-star. She seems real cool. Mike, I think we can do it. I think you might be my good luck charm, Mike. I think you might be my good luck charm.
You don't know that. You have no idea.
Mike
has a good luck aura to him.
Work thing. Should I have cut?
Yeah. Cut the VOD for this. Yeah.